You know how when you think you know something and then you find out not so much at all? Those buildings down below right there, I don't know if you can see them, but that's where that F-16 you've been seeing on the news crashed down right through one of the roofs of one of those buildings. I thought from up here I'd surely be able to pick out which building. I was running down Van Buren. They've got Van Buren closed. They've got the 215 closed. That's all the talk in our neighborhood, that they've got these major thoroughfares closed. The 215, both south and north, for a couple of miles closed. And I thought it was maybe a mile or two from my house, but it ends up being about 4 miles from my house. I think even as the crow flies, it's probably about maybe 3 miles from my house. A lot further than I thought, where this F-15 went through. Thankfully, the pilot's all right. Apparently, they're working on getting armaments off the airplane or fuel off the jet. Something like that. You probably know more about it. You've probably read the articles on it on the news. I haven't read a whole lot, but there's lots of this out here. Lots of police presence, lots of highway patrol, lots of security. I'm up on the property in front of Amazon on the new road, a road I've never run before. And there's folks covering it everywhere. I've already been stopped once on Van Buren and turned around, so I know that I needed to turn around. But sometimes we just think we know something, and we don't. I have no idea. Well, all of a sudden, all of these guys turned on their lights and started rushing off. They were all just sitting around up here, and suddenly they all turned on their lights and started rushing off. I don't know if something's happened down there or what. If you see an explosion in the background, that's what's going on. Anyway, all these years, I just don't run this direction. I run the other direction. I run a loop, a 6 and a 7 mile loop that goes the other direction. I run down here very, very, very rarely. When my parents first died, I'd come down to National Cemetery and visit at National Cemetery. Since then, just not too much. So running down here, I realized a lot further than I thought it was. And I think some things in life are just exactly that, a lot further than we think they are. I can't imagine what this pilot, what went through his mind as the jet crashed. I don't know if he thought to himself he was going to die as he got ready to pull the pin and shoot himself out of the cockpit. I don't know if he was running Facebook Live as it was doing touchdowns. You know, I actually hear there are people who do that as they come through, and they do touchdowns all day long out here at March Air Base, and those come out over our house. I don't know what was happening. I don't know if something just went wrong with the jet. I don't know if it's actually even armed. I was talking to a guy we've got guys in our neighborhood who work out here, and he wouldn't say one way or the other whether it was armed, and I think that's probably a good thing, him not saying that. There's some loudmouth like me who would put it on the YouTube. But I think sometimes we think we know what we don't know. And I was certain that was only a mile or two. And it ended up being about twice as far, and I've still got 2 more miles to get home. And I think it's important for us to occasionally evaluate what we say, what we do, how we judge another person by thinking maybe we really don't know what we think we know. And maybe what we're about to make judgment over is about something that we really need more information on. Maybe we need to just, even though it's in our area of expertise, we need to get out there and walk it out or run it out one more time to make sure we're right before we make a broad statement about something. I think all too often it's easy to make the broad statements that judge so many people and leave them open to pain, to heartbreak, to decisions that they didn't think they would ever have to make in their life. Because we were put in a position of authority, and we ended up making a decision that we really didn't know everything we thought we knew about it. I think we see it so often in our positions of leadership with politicians. And I think to take the time to make sure that we get something right. What's the old saying? To measure twice, cut once. I think this is important when it comes to human life. I think it's important when it comes to feelings. I think it's important when it comes to the nature of being. Today, I don't know what kind of big decision you have to make, but you might want to walk it off one more time. Might want to run it down just to make sure you've got all of your facts in order. You might want to put things together in a way so that you think, you know what? Yes, this is exactly right, or wow, I really had that wrong. and then make the decision that you need to make, because you know you're amazing. And to be the miracle in your neighborhood today, you don't always have to have everything right. We're not always going to have everything right. But it never hurts to do our best to get the simple things in our own area of expertise, our own neighborhood, right. I should have known how far that was from my house. It was so close, but really much further away than I thought. Hey, God bless you. Have a fantastic day. As you can see, it's just a glorious day out here. I'm getting ready to finish my run. Wind's blowing pretty hard. I don't know if we'll go to the sailboat or not. We're going to do something fun. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Remember, Memorial Day weekend is next weekend. You're invited to come spend the weekend with us. How many people have invited you to spend Memorial Day weekend with them? I am. I'm inviting you to come spend Memorial Day weekend with us. I promise. Good music, good work, good times, good friends, good food, a good place to spend time together, and doggone it, knowing that you've done something good for God and for the world and for children who are being rescued by being there. If that's not memorial, I don't know what is. Come on out, celebrate it all, and I hope they get these roads cleared after this crash so Memorial Day weekend, which is one of the biggest days of the year at National Cemetery, can all be in red. They're already getting ready for it now, putting flags up and stuff, so it can all be ready for next weekend. God bless you. Have a fantastic day.